So dear friends, welcome to Electric Vehicles and I am Krishna Chaitanya Mandela. So in this second part of Electric Vehicle Basics, we are going to know about what is real range and what is ARAA range, and how can electric vehicles sustain in rain and water, and also what is the difference between peak power and rated power. So before we go to discuss about these things, I would like to start with a common question: why we shouldn't say mileage for electric vehicles? Because if you go and buy any electric bike or any electric scooter, or if your friend buy a new vehicle like any bike or scooter, we will ask what is the mileage of it, or mileage kitna hai. We used to ask that. It's become habit for us. But why in electric vehicles we can't use the term mileage? So to answer that, I have one beautiful partner with me. So it will help to answer, because this partner become a habit in all of our lives. I would like to explain that with this hand sanitizer. In the last few months, it became a partner. You can say what happened in our last few months. So why we shouldn't say mileage? Firstly, any fuel vehicle, the vehicle runs with petrol or diesel, it works with liquid form. So this is a fuel form. I take this sanitizer because the form is in liquid and the petrol or diesel form is actually in liquid form. So what is mileage in real meaning means, for 1 liter of petrol or 1 liter of diesel, how much distance the vehicle can travel. So you can take a car or you can take a bike or scooter. It should be how much miles for 1 liter of fuel. It might be diesel or petrol. But from our schooling, we just changed the term into kilometrage, because we started saying the mileage also in kilometers. But in actual terminology, we shouldn't say kilometers in mileage. But because the mileage comes from UK and US countries, they used to say the mileage in terms of miles. But for our convenience, our teachers or our friends, everyone, we just translated into kilometers. Even all the blocks also nowadays mileage 50 kilometers, 80 kilometers. But if the scooter mileage is actually 80 kilometers, in reality we have to say 50 miles. But because the term mileage means miles in terms of liters, so that is how, as long as the fuel in form of liquid, we can say it is in mileage. But electric vehicles, why we shouldn't say mileage? So here is the answer for you. I have one more beautiful partner to explain. So here it is, the battery pack. So I have one phone battery, a smartphone battery with me. So the battery is actually in solid form. So for solid form batteries, we can't say mileage, right? Because the battery pack is not in liquid form to say how much what your electric bike can travel in. So 1 liter of fuel, because our battery is in solid form, and this battery is actually rated in kilowatt hour. So we could say for 1 kilowatt hour or 500 watt hour or 2 kilowatt hour battery or 3 kilowatt hour battery, how much range your vehicle can give, because it is in solid form. So we can't say it is actually mileage. So that is the best example I can give you. So always say electric vehicle should be said in terms of range. What is the range? What is the range of RV400? What is the range of e-Pluto 7G? What is the range of Hero Electric? What is the range of Tata Nexon EV? What is the range of e-rickshaws? Everything we should say that in range, but never use mileage. But you might have a question like, in your earlier videos also you used to say mileage, like one of your most viewed videos are with the title top 3 best mileage electric scooters. But the answer is quite simple. At the very earlier stages, people who doesn't know about range, the best known term is mileage. That's why we use the term mileage in our videos, but later we never use the term mileage in any of our videos. So just to create more awareness, we have used the term mileage. So in our second topic, what is real range and what is ARAA range or ICAT range? So this is the common terms we used to hear in recent days. Whenever you're going to buy an electric vehicle, they used to say this is ARAA range of 156 kilometers. I am specifically talking about RV400. They have claimed the range of 156 kilometers, and these are actually ARAA range. So what is the difference between ARAA range and real range? So ARAA is actually a homologation testing agency. So in ARAA, it will say this electric vehicle is good or bad based on making a lot of testing, like they will do water wading test, or they will do range test, they will do this software testing. So a lot of tests will be done before the vehicle comes into actual production. In the same way, RV400 also gone for ARAA testing. So the ARAA will do the testing of range. They will do the range test in ideal conditions, where in lowest speed, which means in RV400, the lowest speed is 45 km per hour in eco mode. In eco mode, ARAI find the RV400 can give 156 kilometers of range. But what is the real range? Real range means if your owner purchase an RV400, he will never ride the RV400 in only mode 1, right? Definitely he want to go office, he want to go to some park, anywhere, somewhere. So he need to ride the electric scooter much faster. So he will switch to second mode, third mode, he will go up to 80 km per hour. So it is called real range. So in real range, they will face the road conditions. There will be up and down road conditions, and there will be speed breakers are there. There will be inclined road conditions. So in these conditions, what is the range? So in real range, the RV400 can give up to 90 to 100 kilometers based on the speed. Like if they mostly ride in third modes, the range will vary. So always remember that ARAI range is actually the kind of marketing purpose electric vehicle companies usually promote that way. But I personally like Ather Energy because they usually say the true figures. Because Ather 450, they said the true range is 75 kilometers, like 65 to 75 kilometers. And also Ather 450X, they are claiming the true range as 85 kilometers. But no other companies are saying the true range. So that is the difference between true range and ARAI or ICAT range. Because ICAT is also one test agency like ARAI. So these are like two different test agencies. So whenever you're going to purchase an electric vehicle, always ask them whether it is ARAI range or real range, because real range will definitely vary from ARAI or ICAT range. So in our third point, why electric vehicles are sustaining, or how can electric vehicles survive in rain and water? So the answer lies in your smartphone, because nowadays all your smartphones comes with water protection. In the same way, your earphones and also most of your gadgets comes with waterproof. In the same way, electric vehicles also comes with IP65 or IP67 rated water and dust proof. So whenever these motors and batteries comes with IP65 protection, so these will be covered with a protective layer, so which will protect from water and dust. So that's how electric vehicles are surviving in rain and water. So this is the third point. So finally, our last topic in the video is what is the difference between peak power and rated power in a motor. So generally, if you're going to buy an electric vehicle, they used to say the vehicle, the scooter motor power as 5 kilowatt or like 3 kilowatt, 1 kilowatt, 2 kilowatt, 500 watts. For electric cars, it will be like 50 kilowatt or 96 kilowatt. Like electric car like Nexon EV having a motor capacity of 96 kilowatt and Hyundai Kona EV having a motor capacity of 150 kilowatt. But what is the difference between rated power and peak power motor? I would like to take one example, Ather 450X. You just type what is the motor power of Ather 450X. In all the Google search results, most of them they will come like 6 kilowatt. But people will think, oh, it's a very high power motor Ather 450X is having. But actually, the real point behind is, it is actually a peak power rating. It is not the rated power motor. So the rated power of Ather 450X is 3.3 kilowatt, but the 6 kilowatt is actually peak power motor. So what is the difference between peak power and rated power? So I will give you a basic example. If you want to go for bath in morning, so you will going to boil the water, and after 5 to 10 minutes you want to test the water whether it is boiled or not. So you will just keep your finger, but you will keep the finger only for 1 to 2 seconds. You can't give the finger for like 5 to 10 seconds because you will get hurt. In the same, it tells you that you're having an extreme point of hardly 1 to 2 seconds. In the same way, an electric motor having an extreme point which is called the peak power. An electric motor is also having an extreme point called peak power. But this peak power is only for a few seconds, like 4 to 5 seconds only. This peak power will comes into picture. So when this will comes into picture means, if Ather 450X is actually ride in kind of inclined roads, or kind of you carry with high loads, then definitely this peak power comes into picture. But this peak power is only like 4 to 5 seconds of time, and as long as you give more kind of load to the motor, definitely this motor efficiency will also reduce. So always remember that whether this scooter or this car or kind of electric bike, always remember that whether they are giving this technical terms in terms of rated power or the peak power. So never confuse that. So it again going to be a marketing strategy for electric vehicle companies. So that's all about the 4 points we discussed. So in our next video, we're going to learn about the difference between lead acid batteries and lithium ion batteries, and which battery electric vehicle we have to choose. So that's all about electric vehicle basics part 2, and go green, go electric.
Electricvehicles.in motto is keeping the earth a safer place to live for the next generations. If you want to join our movement, you can support simply subscribing to our channel or sharing our videos or commenting on videos. Thanks for watching.